Stand up so we can see it. Oh.
Okay, I'd like to call the October 2nd, 2025 work session to order. We're going to start out with Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All righty. Okay, roll call, please.
Dr. Baldino,
Here.
Mr. Cannon,
Here.
There you go.
Miss Donahue, Mr. Elling,
Present.
Mr. Johnson,
Here.
Mr. Knopf,
Here.
Miss Lynch. Here. Mr. Scott,
Here.
Miss Smith,
Here.
8 members present.
All righty. All right, next up is the student government report. And since Bucktail is not going to be here, because we're working on the homecoming court and stuff, I guess next up would be Levi Nace for the Central Mountain Middle School. Welcome, Levi.
Hi. Hello, Keystone Central School Board. My name is Levi Nace, and I am from Central Mountain Middle School. I'm here as a student government representative from CMMS. We have had 7 out of the 9 students on our student government from last year return to student government. Currently, we have 3 open seats for 5th grade representatives, 1 for 6th grade, and 1 for 7th grade seats open. All of our 8th grade representatives have decided to return this year. Our student body will be voting on open seats this coming week. Also, as a reminder, we finished the cafeteria redesign over the summer and have had great feedback from the student body on how they like the redesign. Thank you for approving that. Lastly, this year, we will be asking the students what they would like to see changed and help make those changes if they are possible. Thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Very good job. Okay, so, see, next we have Kat Farrell? Farrell, okay. I apologize. I didn't mean to butcher your name.
Everybody messes up my last name. Good evening. My name is Catherine Farrell, and I am the elected new board representative for the Central Mountain High School Student Government. I am also currently the vice president of the CMHS Drama Club, in which I spend a large portion of my time participating in. And outside of school, I participate in shows at Millbrook Playhouse and Mill Hall. I'm honored to have been elected for this position, and I'm looking forward to working with everyone on the board during the next school year. On May 12th, the student government elected a new cabinet of officers. Logan Hanna is our new president. Braden Spedding is our vice president. Aaron Packer as secretary. Christiana Gladden as communications officers. Follow our Instagram, please. And me as the board representative. Although this is a new start, we'd like to honor and thank last year's seniors and officers for creating the professional and hospitable environment that student government is now. We will always be grateful for the students who came before us and did the hard work of establishing our student government. As the new cabinet members take their positions, we are extremely excited about receiving and accepting an invitation from Dr. Redmond to participate in the policy, curriculum, calendar, and finance meetings. We are happy and humbled to be able to work with the school board and to give the students of CMHS more of a voice this year at the highest levels of our school district. This week, we entered Spirit Week in preparation for homecoming, and the fall sports are halfway through their seasons. The Drama Club's fall play has begun rehearsing, and we're happy to report that that we received many compliments and praise regarding our previous performances. Be sure to mark your calendars. Our fall production of The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe will be performed on November 14th, 15th, and 16th. Thank you so much for your continued support in the student government, and we're looking forward to continuing working with you all and making our school a better place, one where every student can be heard, feel appreciated, and succeed. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I'd watch out for that Braden Spedding guy. He's a troublemaker.
Yeah, I've heard.
Okay, next up, we have hearing of visitors. None? Okay, nobody signed up. So next up, we have the Central Mountain Middle School doing a presentation since they are our school of the month.
Just like I heard you outside.
Okay, so we have several of our leadership students at Central Mountain Middle School ready to share with you the different things that we've been doing for promoting school culture and climate at Central Mountain Middle School and focusing on our theme, which is being all in. So they've worked a lot this week to try to put everything together. They've practiced and rehearsed. And I just want to give a minute for them to introduce themselves just by saying their name. But raise your hand if you are part of our Minithon team.
Cool.
Raise your hand if you are part of our student government. Still to be determined. Raise your hand if you are part of our Renaissance Leaders Club.
Oh, wow, cool.
Raise your hand if you are part of our PBIS student team. And raise your hand if you are enrolled in leadership classes. So we have students that are doing a lot of really great things for our school and definitely expanding their skills as leaders. So I'm going to turn it over to them so they can introduce themselves.
My name is Hannah Johnston.
My name is Deegan Scala.
My name is Amelia Socks.
My name is Paige Zenner.
My name is Aniston Torres.
My name is Sophia Smith.
My name is Emily Rowe.
My name is Brad Brungard.
My name is Ansley Daly.
Nice to meet you all.
We are continuing to create a positive culture and climate at Central Mountain Middle School. This year, our theme is All In, and we'd like to share with you that what being all in means to us. Take a look at what we've been up to, and we can't hide our Wildcat pride.
Just one principal can completely alter the trajectory of an entire school community. The principals at CMS set the tone for our building, and they work hard to make us feel seen, heard, valued, and loved. Mrs. Fergazzi and Mr. Carty are always all in every day. They are visible in our building and enjoy interacting with our students and staff in a meaningful way. Our principals also give us opportunities to vote on different rewards throughout the year, so our voices are always heard. We love our principals at CMS.
The faculty at CMMS are all in for their students and each other. They plan fun events and engaging learning experiences. Plus, we love when they participate in Spirit Weeks. Sometimes they plan underground spirit days that surprise the students and make everyone smile. The faculty at CMMS is very welcoming, especially to our new students. All students have at least one faculty they can always go to when needed. We know we are loved. Our all-in faculty give us many reasons to smile and be proud to be a Wildcat.
The students at CMMS are the heartbeat of our school campus. They show us every day. They show up every day, ready to be seen, heard, and loved. Our students have many opportunities for success, and they always show us what they are capable of. We have a school full of students who are ready to learn, and many who are demonstrating strong leadership skills in classrooms and throughout our school campus. It's exciting to see so many smiling faces engaged in learning and inspiring everyone to be all in. With all of us working together, we provide what's best for our students. Anything is possible at CMMS.
At CMMS, we have amazing people who are always all in for our students. Ms. Bose, our CMMS facilitator, and Mr. Thompson, our CMMS behavior specialist, help support our students each and every day. They can be found anywhere in the building where there are kids, and they always can be seen making a positive difference in our school community.
In August, our incoming fifth grade
students were invited to tour the middle school. Our main office crew always goes all in to make this event special for our incoming students. Our student leaders are also enjoying this event and look forward to building positive relationships with our fifth graders. This helps them feel more comfortable coming into the middle school, knowing their teacher's schedule and layout of the building. Together, create a school we call home.
Also in August, some of our Minithon team members attended the Minithon Leadership Summit in Hershey, PA. During the conference, our students had opportunities to collaborate with other schools and learn about different fundraising events and childhood cancer awareness activities so they can bring new ideas back to our school. They also hear different stories from families impacted by childhood cancer and learn how the Four Diamonds has helped them. Our CMMS Minithon leaders are all in when it comes to making our CMMS Minithon a success and helping to support the Four Diamonds mission to find a cure for childhood cancer.
The first day of school is always a lot of fun at CMMS. There are bubble machines and high fives at the entrances, fun team building activities in the classrooms, and the first recognition rally of the year. We all compete in a school-wide rock, paper, scissors tournament to see who our grade level champions are. Our CMMS marching band and cheerleaders were all in and full of positive energy to get everyone excited for the school year to begin.
High Five Friday is a tradition that makes CMMS unique. Each Friday, faculty and select student groups enthusiastically share high fives and positive energy with students as they arrive at school, creating an uplifting environment that boosts everyone's spirits and sets up a positive tone for the entire day. This simple act helps create a welcoming school culture and strengthens our Wildcat community. This is a tradition that started because of our former CMMS students brought this idea from a Jostens Renaissance Leadership Conference they attended several years ago, and as it has continued to build each year. It's a great way to spread positive energy and positive vibes to close out each week at CMMS.
We would like to thank our Central Mountain Junior High, JV, and varsity athletes, as well as our CMMS leadership students for being all in during our High Five Fridays at Central Mountain Middle School. Our student athletes at CMMS represent our school by being passionate about their sport and having team and school spirit. We appreciate our student athletes, coaches, and teams. Whenever we don't have a team scheduled, our CMMS leadership students step in to keep our High Five Friday momentum going. It really is a team effort, and our student leaders are all in when it comes to taking the lead and making great things happen at CMMS.
Our CMMS mascot is all in at CMMS by bringing school spirit to High Five Fridays, assemblies, sporting events, the back to school pep rally, and much more. Our mascot encourages our students to get excited and get involved within our school. This year, we had 3 graders try out for the role, and we hope to see this tradition continue to be something that our students will look forward to. It's a great year for Wildcat.
Spirit Days are great ways to show how our students and faculty are all in for showing support for the events in our school community. Some of these things we do for Spirit Day include showing our Wildcat pride by wearing blue, white, or Wildcat attire, finding someone to twin with, and going goal to raise awareness for childhood cancer. Doing these types of things helps get students excited to participate in school spirit and raise awareness for things that don't always get as much attention as they should. At CMMS, we're all in when it comes to Spirit Days.
At CMMS, we're all in with Minithon. We do our best to get everyone involved by participating in fundraisers, line dances, and fun assemblies to make sure our school knows the importance of Minithon. Every spring, we hold our Minithon event after school. During the event, students can participate in different games, dances, and performances. They can also purchase food and swag to help raise money for the Four Diamonds. Every hour, our Minithon team does line dances, and at the end of our night, the fundraising total is revealed. Last week, our CMMS Minithon team kicked off with a Gold Out Spirit Day to raise awareness for childhood cancer. Our Minithon dancers were all in and created our Minithon line dance in 3 days. Our Minithon leaders were all in and led the entire assembly. They ended our assembly with a school-wide sing-along for the kids.
This year we have new classes that have been added to our course selection. Our teachers have been all in when it comes to making these classes fun and engaging. The students had opportunities to select the courses they were interested in, and it's exciting to see how to see how these classes added to our schedule. Some of our favorite classes include Leadership 1 and Leadership 2, Advanced PE and PE Leaders, Sewing and Stitching, Literary Lounge, and Introducing Performing Arts. While we do enjoy our core classes, our itinerant classes give us many opportunities to expand our knowledge and practice skills that will help us continue to grow as learners.
Our cafeteria at CMMS just keeps getting better thanks to our cafeteria manager, who is all in when it comes to improving the look and feel of our school. We now get to enjoy having a variety of seating options that help allow smaller groups to sit together, which helps us establish great relationships with our peers. We love our cafeteria and we love our cafeteria faculty too. They take care of us and give us lots to look forward to every day at lunch.
We would like to take a moment to thank the KCSD School Board for allowing us to present the amazing things our school has accomplished this year so far, and shine light on our wonderful faculty and students at CMMS. We would also like to personally thank all of you for the hard work you are doing to make these things possible at CMMS. We appreciate your dedication and support. Thanks for being all in this year, and now here's what we're looking forward to.
At CMS, we have created many traditions that we look forward to each year. Being all in means working together to make things happen on our campus. While we already have a lot of amazing things that happen at CMS, there is much more to celebrate, such as our upcoming CMS Tailgate Reward, recognition rallies, and Wildcat Walk, Run, and Ride. PBIS's fundraising event on October 30th. Our PBIS recognition and reward days are always one of our favorite days because we get to celebrate our accomplishments and achievements. Next month, we'll honor our veterans at our annual Veterans Day assemblies, and our reading competition teams will be competing in the reading competition in December. We're also geared up for CMS Minithon event on March 20th, and this year our Minithon team will also host our very first Minithon with our elementary school students. We're ready to lead, and we appreciate the opportunities we are given here. Stay tuned for more exciting events at CMMS.
Good job.
Awesome. Nice. Now I have a question. When is Minithon?
March 20th.
March 20th.
I don't know if you have the answer to this, but do you have any idea how much money you guys helped raise through Minithon for the years you've had it? I don't know if you knew, Christina.
So last year we raised over $18,000, and since 2015 we have raised over $100,000 for the Four Diamonds in all of the years that we've been having Minithon. And at the assembly that we just had last week, our Minithon manager from Penn State came and spoke at the assembly too, to let everybody know how much we've raised over the course of the last several years. And it was pretty impressive. They do a lot of hard work. They put the time in, they plan everything. They plan the dance, they plan the games, they do all the decorations. I mean, it is 150% student led, and they rock it every year.
So 10 years over $100,000. That's phenomenal.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and there were a couple years that we didn't have Minithon, and we just brought it back 3 years ago. So we've been slowly building it up, and every year it gets better and better. So I'm sure that this team has a lot of really awesome things planned. So if you're free on March 20th, by all means, we would love to have you come and join us and see what our kids are made of. It's impressive.
Now, I am curious. This Minithon is going to be Minithon 2026 or 2025?
2026.
All right, just wondering because someone's wearing a Minithon 2025.
That's from last year.
That was.
Well, yeah, I know. And I was like thinking, what is? So good way to advertise.
March is
last
gonna
year-
be in 26.
Last year, the theme was Hawaiian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, that's cool.
What was it? Surfing for a cure.
Very cool.
What is it this year? Did you pick one yet? A theme?
No, not yet.
Haven't gotten there yet. Okay.
So not only do they do their kickoff assembly in September when it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, but we do a big reveal then in January. So nobody knows the theme yet. We're, in the process, like we do the dance and then we decide on a theme, but then we have another assembly in January to reveal the theme. And the kids get a full experience. They get to learn the dance, they get to sing, they get to play a couple games, and it's really a lot of fun. And they usually put some of the teachers and principals in some kind of wacky outfit that day to really reveal the theme. So it is a full team experience whenever we're getting ready to reveal that. We build up the hype throughout the year.
You gotta hype it. You gotta hype it.
Yeah.
Any pies in the face?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
there's an idea for you, team. Roger, are you volunteering for that?
Yeah. I heard it.
I'll make the pies. I'll get the shaving cream out and, put it in a tin.
So, Christine, if we know you and every time there's some activity, you're always right there and we deeply appreciate it. But folks out there don't know who you are. Would you please introduce yourself? You deserve it.
No. Well, it's all about them. I'm Christina Onasconich, and everything I do is for these kids. I absolutely love them.
You're a teacher.
Yes, teacher at Central Mountain Middle School, but a really, really proud. Yeah. Really proud of them.
Awesome.
Great.
All right. Okay.
They choke me up every time.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys. Anybody else have anything, comments or anything?
No,
Thank you, guys. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. Did a great
Thank you.
job.
have fun here.
So, thank you.
See you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Well, that's gonna empty us out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And now we're empty.
And that emptied the place out.
Hmm?
That emptied the place out.
Yeah, it did.
Well,
Well, hey, it's all about the kids.
Yeah.
Positive behavior.
That's- I'm thinking
We're only
Pennsylvania.
talking about 5 or 6 times
I
a
know.
year.
It's acronyms.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, next up is the committee reports. Facilities.
Okay, thank you, Roger. We, as Facilities Committee met on September 23rd. And at that meeting, we had a fairly short agenda. Dr. Zangara kicked off with a really promising presentation on revising our security, all the parts of the security. We've got an outdated, inefficient system of cameras and building entries and pretty much the whole gamut. And it's pretty much aged out for the most part. And they've been keeping it run together with, pretty much band-aiding things. And so he presented something that we could, or the company that has a pretty good offer, and as to what they can do. They give us up-to-date equipment, and they're willing to work with us financially, and that they would be able to replace pretty much the cameras and pretty much everything that we need to replace, and they would maintain it and so on. Of course, we're still looking for financing we're looking at the PCCD grants and any other grants. And I think the administrative team has been working with this company called Verkada Security Systems. And they are very anxious to work with us. I think they're willing to work with us financially. And I think, speaking for the committee, feel that this is a really high priority item that needs to be addressed as soon as possible for obvious reasons. And I think it's something that we need to hopefully, if we can use some grant money. I know the company's going to work with us on a financing plan for it. And I know they're anxious, like I said, to work with us on this. So we will be getting more information to you. And I don't know, Randy, if you want to add anything else to that.
Yeah, very soon, myself,
Ms. McIntyre, business manager, as well as Dr. Redmond are going to meet with the Verkada team just to talk through the same thing that I presented at the finance committee meeting. And then once that discussion takes place, then I'm going to invite them back for a presentation. It may be sometime in October, maybe a special meeting. We'll have to discuss what that looks like just to have a discussion. But that's sort of the next steps. And of course, as Mr. Johnson said, we are still looking for PCCD, but that hasn't been released yet. But yeah, the legislators are, we're waiting to see where the budget goes with all of that. So
yeah, I hope we can take advantage of that and do something, and we really need to find the funding for it somewhere, because it's too important a thing to let go way into the future. A couple other things we talked about. I know that Mr. Scapp brought up an item that he observed at the Liberty Curtain opening here the other night when we were there, that and there was only one handicap accessible set in the curbing there. I was out by the bus, in the bus loop, I believe, and he felt that we probably should have one there at the main entrance, and we agreed as a committee. So I think we were going to we talked to Sam, who was at the meeting, and I think he's going to, I think that's something that we can add a second one there for in the future, in the near future. So the other two items we talked about, I think at last meeting we got a letter from the Mill Hall Borough stating that we need to replace a section of the sidewalk there on Kyler Avenue near the elementary school, which we have been able to. Sam looked into that, and he was able to get 5 bids, and you'll see that on your agenda here tonight, that the winning bid he received 5, and winning bid came from Terrace Site Work. So they will be the ones doing the work, and we're going to not just do that section. We're going to replace that whole section of sidewalk there along where the elementary school along Kyler Avenue. So that will be done hopefully before winter. And the last item was, there is a chairlift that has been in operation or at Robb Elementary since 1994. It has pretty much reached end of life. They've repaired it, and it's becoming way too expensive to continue to try to maintain. So it needs to be replaced. And so Sam's going to get some bids for that. I know we got one quote, but I know that it was just one to get a ballpark idea of what it was going to cost. So he had that, he's going to put that out for extra quotes and bids. So we'll see what we can get on that, and hopefully he'll have something for us at the next meeting. So I believe that was it.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, Elizabeth?
Thank you, Jeff. That was very comprehensive. This thing, I am confused about this, though. The minutes are wonderful. Okay. It's just, when we were discussing it, we didn't make a recommendation to have the entire stretch of sidewalk redone. And I'm not saying administration needs our approval to do that. It just seems like the borough only needs us to do a small section of cracked ones, and the other ones are in good shape. So I'm not sure why they decided to go with a full bid for the entire length versus just repairing the ones that need repairing. So I wish they would have done that so we could have discussed it maybe, but knowing the price difference of just repairing 4 sections versus the entire length, I don't see that as a great value.
Okay, thank you.
Has the work already been done?
Not yet. No, he
No.
just received the bid.
We just got bids.
All right,
So
that sounds like something that should be discussed. If the rest of the sidewalk is satisfactory, why, we have a principle in surgery. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I
Okay,
think it applies here perhaps. And we have,
do all that.
we have to, again, we have to recognize the difference between wants and needs.
okay, and I think one of the things they're looking at doing is at the end down here,
Oh,
making that an actual handicap accessible.
Oh, that's good.
Because right now, I don't believe that there is any handicap accessible areas. So,
That's important.
okay,
So what are we gonna do?
all right,
I don't know. If Sam was here, he could give us the rationale
Well-
behind it. I think, I don't know.
Okay.
I can't answer that. So
And you may not know the answer to this, Jeff, but do you know who made the decision to replace the entire sidewalk rather than just the things that had been spoken of?
no.
Okay,
I'm not going to speak for somebody else. So
no, but there'd be
Yeah.
interesting things to know, don't you think, Roger?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, I was informed that right now that, whenever we're looking at that, because of that end down there not being accessible for handicap, that was considered into it. So that could have been where they were looking at, okay, well, we're gonna be doing this section down here. We're gonna be doing these sections here. You know what? Let's just get a price for the whole thing. So. Butch?
Yeah, I looked at the bidding, it's under J3, and it's replacing 275 feet of sidewalk along Kyler Avenue and West Kyler Avenue, and adding 2 ADA access points, one to the corner of Kyler and one to the corner of West Kyler Avenue, for $24,468 is what the bid was. So it does talk about the 2 ADA access points along the streets, so. And that's just,
Okay.
I think that probably went into the thinking as far as that bidding the whole project. Because you have to do it. And if you're going to do a part of it and you have to put in the ADA sections, then do the whole thing. I mean, don't do a piecemeal. That's what Keystone has done for many years. We've done things piecemeal. And it's just,
Okay.
so I'd suggest we just talk about it during the work session tonight when we get down to J. And perhaps Sam can talk to us next week before we vote on what's going on in the rationale.
Yeah, give us some insight on it and,
Yeah, so we're gonna discuss it tonight. And then perhaps we can have Sam come up with a rationale why he come up with the 275 feet versus, whatever else was needed.
I can get an explanation like one day when he's back and even maybe email it out to everybody as well.
That would be helpful.
That would be
helpful
towards next week.
okay,
Good.
very good.
Not just another pretty face.
Okay, so we have that now. Let's,
Finance.
I had to scroll back up to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, next up is Finance Committee.
We had a finance committee meeting on the 23rd of September. Quorum was present. In addition to the pre-published items, 3 items were added to the agenda, 2 at the request of Ms. Lynch and 1 at the request of Dr. Redmond. The items, all of the items that we discussed are referenced in the minutes. Of significance, one of the things that Elizabeth asked for was she wanted to make a suggestion that the graduation booklets, the graduation programs that we have for the 2 high schools, she suggested perhaps having some ads in there, and we talked about it, and the general, the consensus, the general opinion was as long as these things are focused on the graduation and tasteful, it was probably a good idea, a way to make a little money and
Okay.
make it a little more personal for the kids. We talked about the format for the financial and budget reporting, and some requests were made, and they're going to work on trying to, where it's a process, it's a process in flux and in progress with the new software, and they're trying to work it out.
Okay.
So we're there. The audit is in progress and moving along according to schedule. And the item by Dr. Redmond was he wanted to discuss the structure of the finance committee as a committee of the whole. He would like to see it reduced to a smaller committee. This was discussed. Questions arose, like, now I've been the chairman for what now? 10 months. And this is the first time I remember that. Last month's meeting was the first time that I remember where we didn't have a quorum. So how often does that arise? Why are people not attending if they're not attending? Should we consider moving it to a better a time that's more convenient for the board members? There was a little resistance for this from Dr. Redmond because he felt that it put increased pressure on his administrators. And another possibility was to perhaps redefine the committee, which we can do in our policies, and redefine the committee, perhaps less than 9, but still greater than 3, because it's an important, there's important matters discussed there, and many, if not most, of the board members want to be able to have input, and that can be a problem with 3-person committees.
Right.
So that's where we're standing, and I guess we could send it to a committee, but I've been thinking about where to send it to a committee, and then the only one I can think of is the policy committee, because that's the one that defines our committees.
Right.
So that's what I would think we should probably think about doing.
All right.
And that's
Very
it.
good. Very good.
That's my
Thanks.
story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Personnel Committee.
We met this past Monday, I think it was September 29th, to discuss possible upcoming negotiations. And that's it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Next up, Treasurer's Report. Questions? Yes, Elizabeth?
Hi, oh, sorry. Joni, it's probably just a typo again. It's no big deal, but I just want to make you aware of it, please. On the treasurer's report, line number 4, real estate. It popped up again. It's at 25% interest rate. So I'm sure it's just, okay, it's no biggie, no biggie. Yep. And then, not right now, but sometime, maybe in a finance committee meeting, under investments, the PLGIT, I don't think we've ever had a presentation on that. The Pennsylvania Local Government Investment Trust. I mean, their webpage is fascinating. They offer a lot of things. And maybe someday in the future, find out, maybe get a presentation from them. There's a lot of options there that they have. So
when we looked, we can do a presentation if you'd like. When we looked at getting a CD or the money market accounts, we inquired with Pliget. They couldn't beat our bank rate. So that's why I mean, we have a small investment with them, with Pliget. And, but when it came time to do the CDs and the money market accounts, they couldn't beat the bank's rates. The bank is going to be very competitive
Good.
because of how much money that we have with them. So they're trying to be very, very competitive, which is great though, because it keeps Pliget, you know, they all want our business, which is great. So, but just to kind of give you a heads up.
Okay.
But we could do that during a finance committee if you'd like, bring Pliget in if you want, interested in hearing.
It's up to the chair, but they offer so many other things
Mhm.
too.
Mhm.
And I'd really like to learn about that if there's other interest.
Okay, next up, financial reports. Questions? Okay,
Yeah.
and Elizabeth?
I know they're working on it, and so, and they've been taking our comments very seriously and implementing, which we deeply appreciate. But we're getting there. We're getting there. If we can discuss this again, potentially at the finance committee meeting and hash out a few more things and just keep chipping away at it, it would be deeply appreciated.
Okay. All right. Next up, enrollment reports. Questions on that? Yes, Elizabeth.
Okay, thank you. I'm just hoping for some clarification and, you know, it can come at sometime in the future. I'm still confused about the first row where it says monthly enrollment report. And if you look all the way over to the right, just to the left, just to the right, it says last month, but just to the left of last month, in that column, there's no heading. And I'm always curious, is that total is for this month, correct?
Yes,
Can
that's for
we just-
September 2025.
Right. Would it be too much? It would be helpful if it just said this month or September.
It says monthly enrollment report
Yeah, it
September
says-
23. The only problem is there's lines there that,
Okay,
because of the spreadsheet, you have to take those lines out. That rolls all the way across.
no, that's reasonable. That's
Yeah.
reasonable.
So
Okay.
it's there.
Okay, okay, and then scrolling down. I asked this and help me out to understand, under elementary subtotals column on the left, underneath elementary subtotals, there says elementary, secondary, ungraded. And I'm curious what that means, and do you want that in the report?
One at the four,
It's
5 years.
one 5 years ago.
5 years.
Do you just want to, I don't know, is that something that's needed or?
Well, we stated that we wanted to look back 5 years to be able to look at trends. So in order to do that, we brought that in just to show that we had one individual there.
What does
so-
it mean?
Andy?
Is it a special ed thing that?
Special ed or like,
I'm not sure that. Elementary, secondary, ungraded, and there's nothing there. What?
Well,
there's
one.
one all the way
One
back
at
5
5
years
years
ago,
ago.
so I'm not sure.
If it's not needed today, I mean, if it's something you don't do anymore, I don't know.
Apparently, we don't have it. We haven't had it last month or last year.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it would be counted as an ungraded student necessarily, unless they were
Maybe
held
special ed
over for
students.
maybe you could eliminate a number of years, but I doubt that was even it. We'd have to just check in to see what
Sure.
that
yeah,
specifically
just find
is.
out and that way then we'll know for
Yeah, I can find
Yeah,
out.
it's not a
the voting
priority, but
session.
Yep, I
That'd
can
help.
find out.
So that
line that says total, that's today's numbers? September 2025, yes. Okay.
Okay, so then, if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, before the second to last category, Keystone Central School District Online Virtual, which is wonderful. And then under secondary K-12, we have the
Secondary
current-
K-12.
5 to 12.
Oh, yeah,
Secondary
five,
5-12.
12
Okay.
total, yes, thank you. If you look all the way over to the right, under the current September, it's 166. Is that a typo, do you think, or is that the actual number compared to last month, which was 64?
No, that's correct.
I
There's
remember Dr. Redmond said those numbers were gonna jump.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right
they have.
after the school year
Yep.
started.
No, that's
Yeah.
accurate.
Yeah, that's.
That are enrolled in our online learning.
Mhm.
Yes.
Do we know why? Or roughly, I mean, maybe at some point if you want to discuss it, I don't know, wherever else, but that
I-
seems sort of
so-
dramatic and not.
Yeah,
everybody
Unless they can
will-
share
Elizabeth,
that.
I can
Oh,
speak to that. So
thank you.
typically you see after school's in session and schedule changes happen, some students gravitate toward online learning, and then some students that are doing DO, co-ops and placements, they get those set up, and when they have that schedule change, we hit online learning as well as credit recovery, enrollment, and various things as students get back into the swing of things. So a lot of times you'll see that number then from the initial start of school
Makes sense?
increase a little bit.
Okay, all right, well, super terrific. Thank you so much. Makes
All
sense.
right, so next, we're looking at the KCSD CTC Occupational Advisory Committee members for 25-26. This is something that's put out every year. Does anybody have any questions on that?
I think-
Elizabeth? Okay, I'm sorry. I was, okay.
I think
Chris?
that the people that are setting up and doing that, all them different companies and everything they're doing, they should get a good round of appreciation, because if you sit and you open them up and look at them,
It's great.
that's humongous.
Mm-hmm.
People that are willing to jump in and get these kids involved in this stuff, that is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
That's,
So,
is it Kurt and your team, correct? I remember when you first started, the list just kept getting a little bigger and a little bigger, and I opened it tonight or yesterday. Blown away. Thank you.
Yeah.
Whoever,
you're doing a
thank you.
Great
Good
job.
job, Kurt. Yeah.
Excellent.
Bet you this takes more than 10 minutes. Yeah.
So, all right. Finance Committee of the whole, okay? So, I think this is something that we need to kind of look at and discuss. Are we looking at pushing that to your policy?
Well, I have a concern with it. If you read it there, it says discussion about the finance committee, committee of the whole problem. Policy 005 organization was changed last year to show the finance committee as a committee of the whole. That is a false
Yeah,
statement.
that's not true.
That never happened. We did make a change to the 005 organization, but that was dealing with some things with the president sitting at board meetings and stuff. The committee of the whole, I'm to understand, has been going on for years. So that's not a new change.
That's heck.
That wasn't changed in this year.
My
If
recollection
I'm not
is since
mistaken,
we-
whenever I first got on the board, Butch, that's the way it was set up, wasn't it?
All right, so
That's why I'm saying this statement is
remember
not
back to-
accurate.
this
I
is
remember back to
untrue. This is not
2008.
accurate.
Since I've been on the board since 2008, it's been a committee of the whole.
Okay.
So I agree with you,
Yeah.
but
Now, with
I'm
that
trying to see what it
said,
said about change last year.
we talked about discussing it. If anything, it needs to come to policy, but here's my thought on this. I think it should be tabled. And if there's gonna be a new board members, let them decide. They're the ones that know their schedules, and if they can make it, fine. But everybody has their opinion on stuff on finances, and that should just be put on hold. Let the new board decide what they want to do. It's not fair of us to decide that.
Okay.
So I'd like to see that put on hold.
I think that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, you know what to do.
I will make a motion
Not
to.
now.
No, we
Oh,
can't
That's
do
voting.
it.
Do it next week. You're right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But we'll keep it.
Sorry.
Not a problem. All right. Yes, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Chris. I absolutely agree. And if the board members don't want to participate in the finance committee, or if they can't make it, should they just let the chair know? I mean, how do you want to communicate this so we don't all of a sudden?
Can't make it,
That's
they-
typically, if you can't make a meeting, you need to let the chair know you're not gonna make the meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
why we have email
Yeah,
and phone numbers.
so,
So when would you want to know by, Chair, Bill? For your next finance committee meeting, when do you want to know what board members can't attend? A day before, 2 days, whatever, rough,
ASAP.
That's 3 o'clock, right?
3
The
o'clock in the
meeting's at
afternoon.
3 o'clock? Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
2:45.
Okay.
Just,
Okay.
no.
Sooner the better though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you know you're gonna be in Antarctica, you can let us know, but if something
Or if you're
comes up, you
working.
just, yeah,
I can let you know that I won't be there,
yeah.
so.
When we
You
did
haven't
that-
learned how to be retired yet?
When we did that meeting that we didn't have a quota, I stuck to my guns that we shouldn't have it because I knew I was right on that.
Okay.
But that's the first time I've never seen us not have a quota.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
I've
been a
actually
problem.
never heard of us not having a quorum for a
Right.
finance
Or that's what I
meeting.
mean,
Yeah.
a quorum, not
Yeah.
a quota.
It's finally fine.
So, all right. Next, car donation. Okay. We're having a donation from Mr. and Mrs. Hoy, and they're donating it to the CTC program. They're gonna be donating a 2009 Hyundai Sonata Limited four-door sedan. So we appreciate that, and that'll help the program, correct, Kurt?
Yeah, it'll, actually.
Mike?
I'd love to hear about this. This is
Sorry.
wonderful.
They reached out over the summer about donating his car. We went and looked at it and the teacher says, yep, he wants it because it has some kind of motor issue and he either wants to rip the motor out or rebuild the whole motor. So it's something that he thinks he can definitely use down the road.
So what's the plan for the car?
He's gonna bring it in and have the kids do diagnostics on it first, because they're really not sure everything that's wrong with it, but he's pretty sure they can tear down the motor and rebuild it. So he wants to get in there and do that with the kids.
Great training.
Yeah.
Very good. So,
That's exciting. So if people wanted to donate a vehicle,
We usually look to make sure it's something that's instructionally worth
okay,
the thing. There are some sitting down there, you'll see there's some cars in there, but what we'll do with some of those now is we'll start weeding them out and the kids actually tear them apart, but as they tear them apart, then he can teach them more about each individual part
sure.
and then we recycle it.
That's
So,
great.
yeah, there's some ready to go on a chopping block as we get newer ones.
That's exciting. Thank
great.
you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next up, we have 2 out of the country field trips, one for Bucktail and one for Central Mountain High School. And both of them are going to Costa Rica.
Place.
Yeah, both going to Costa Rica. Go ahead, Chris.
On the first one, if you open it up and look at it, it's not been filled out all the way. I understand that they got to get stuff together. But on page 2 of it, I have a concern that this shows it being approved on 9/11 and 22.
Yeah.
Building principle first.
Huh?
It looks like it was approved by the building principal first as the process.
In 22?
Yeah, the date.
Oh, the
that was
date.
transferred.
Okay, I see what you're saying. That, yeah, he must have wrote the
And then
date
if you
wrong.
look at the superintendent signature, what superintendent is that? Because that same superintendent signed the second one also.
Looks like Jack and Martin.
Yeah, that looks like,
So
That's Dr. Redmond's?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Dr. Redmond's.
That's Dr. Redmond.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Well,
I don't
F.
understand the date. I think that should be
okay.
corrected just so
Yeah.
that we got things in line.
Yeah, well, I'll have them redo the form.
Other than that, I'm real good with it.
I'm a little concerned though, the
Mm.
date. Date it was signed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Nine
something.
June
11.
10th to June 17th.
Well, no, 9/11.
Oh,
I noticed that.
That's what I'm,
that too.
so let's, yeah, get that off there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes, Elizabeth?
I'm just bringing this to the table again. It'd be so nice if these were online forms. And the person that actually signs it would type their name and maybe if they have to initial it. But, instead of handwriting all of these things, an online form. And then we can read who's actually signing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then if you do need to change it, you can just go in there and boom, all done, instead of retyping or whiting out. Okay?
All
That'd be
right,
great.
thanks. Butch?
I just have a question about approving this. We really don't know much about it.
Yes, I know.
There's a chaperone, an additional chaperone, but we don't know how many kids are going, so we need other chaperones. I don't understand why.
Everything said pending.
Yeah, they think it'd be a number, give me a number of 15 kids, then we know 2 chaperones, no, actually, you need 3 chaperones for that, 1 per 6. So yeah, so we need a number. So, if it's 12, we're good. If it's 13, we need additional chaperones. So I'd like to have more information on here.
Yeah.
So the.
Prior to approving, I agree.
That's
Yeah.
why I said about the pending.
Yeah, just give me some numbers
Now-
and things.
That's a good draft.
Randy, do you know, is this one trip really
It's
from two
it's two
places?
separate trips. Logistically, they're occurring in 2 different years.
Yeah.
So one's in 26, 127. And so I think part of the issue may be that based on fundraising efforts, they don't have nailed down potentially a number of
Okay.
students yet because they'd have to figure out the total cost and see if they can fundraise to make that amount. So I
Yeah, I
think
think I
it's
saw
more of
on
like the
here.
approval to go ahead and start the fundraising aspect of it with to see how they can go, but I can get more clarification on it.
Just,
I
And
think it was like
the other thing that
$3,300.
I'm sorry, Butch,
I'm sorry.
go ahead, you were first.
I just said, I thought it was like $3,300, so, I just, give us a rough number, 12,
Instead of
under
7.
12. Or 12 and above, then you'd have to add another chaperone, just give us a rough idea
Yep.
of
And-
what you think it's gonna be. I'm all in favor of them doing it, I think it's a great educational experience,
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
every kid should experience traveling
Well-
somewhere outside the country once in their life, but just give me more information. Bill.
I'm good with that, but,
Bill?
gotta remember, I have the ability to see the black cloud around any silver lining, and, it's just, I haven't heard the greatest things about safety in Costa Rica.
I was thinking the same thing.
Are they going someplace where they're gonna be reasonably okay?
I mean, they're run by tour companies, so I would assume that it's an assumption, so I'd have to find out for sure,
Yeah,
but
I mean, that's-
the fact that they are, running through specific cities, that would be vetted by the tour companies, but we can check into.
Could I make a suggestion? Why don't we have the
Yes.
advisors come next
Yeah.
week and give us some further
Mhm.
Yeah.
details about to answer all these questions that
Yep.
are being asked right
Yeah.
now.
so- so
That way they
putting
could
that
probably
onus
clear a
on
lot
you.
of this stuff
Yeah.
up and
'Cause the good
probably
thing is-
just in a few minutes if,
The good thing is
and
time,
approve it
too.
pending, having the final numbers or whatever. But I think they could do that very easily next week.
I think that's a good
Okay.
idea.
Mhm.
All right, Chris?
I think that's a good idea, and I didn't mean to make it a big discussion, I just,
No,
we need to
it's good.
dot our i's and cross our t's, especially going to different countries, so we
Yep.
need numbers and we need dates.
very good.
And forms we can read.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the out of the country, field trips. Next up is the KCSD LHU Evergreen Common Apartment Agreement.
Hmm.
Does anybody have any questions on that? Go ahead, Butch.
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
So we're all
What
gonna
is it?
say the
Okay.
same thing.
I kind of had an idea. I thought I knew what it was, but I wasn't sure.
Is
so
this a
I'm asking
crash
what it is.
pad or what?
Yeah.
You know?
So-
There is a pretty detailed explanation there underneath, if you open up the link.
Yeah, I
did,
did.
but
So
still-
as a department, we've recognized that our students come to us in special education
Okay. that's
in
what-
ninth grade and they're 14 years old and they stay with us until they turn 22. So we wanted to do something different for them as opposed to being in academic classes or functional classes for 7 years. So what we're looking at doing is those first 4 years students are in high school, it's more academic, more functional. And now we're working on those transitional skills, getting them out into the community. So we were able to partner through the Lock Haven Foundation. They actually own Evergreen Commons, so they are going to give us this apartment space to utilize where students can go and kind of set up their own apartment. We're going to take them out shopping in the community. So the only cost to us is in the special education budget. So it would be those shopping materials and things like that. There is no cost for using the facility.
Do they, oh,
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
okay, that was my question. Do they live there during the summer when the students are?
No, it's
here?
just, they will go during the school day. So we'll use the school van and they go home every night. Nobody will be staying at the apartment overnight. So they will just go in, they can cook meals, they can clean, they can have mail sent there, learn how to send a package out, receive a package. So just work on some of those daily living and functional skills. So we're trying to get them to recognize real world experiences when they leave high school. What's that going to look like for them to be independent livers?
Will they have a mentor with them at all times?
Yes, and a paraprofessional. So 2 adults. Right now, there are 6 students in the program, so it's a decent ratio with the number of adults to students.
That's great.
And maybe they will invite you down for a meal. We'll see if we can do that.
Well, no, I'm serious. This is very innovative and my sister has 2 special needs children. Okay, and functioning, yes, but when they come over, I have him cook with me.
Right.
And there's those little tiny things, and next thing you know, he's making his own meals.
Mhm.
When you get him, you know,
that's
so
good.
I bless my sister, but mom was taking too much care of him. So he's doing really well.
Good,
This is great.
good. Chris?
Do they have any OT therapists that can step in and help also? Because OT therapists, the occupational therapists, do a lot of this also.
So that most of the students do receive occupational therapy. So that's in the school setting, but we certainly could have them join them for a day when they're at the apartment.
Okay, because them people do a good job. They do.
Okay,
This is great.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.
Thank you. Okay, next up, policies 102, 105, 122, 122.1, 123, and 918. Is there any questions on these that have been moved by the policy committee?
A lot of work done on them.
And we appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so next, minutes. The minutes for the September 4th work session, the public meeting on September 4th, September 11th, the 2020, the voting meeting, September 10th, the policy committee meeting, September 23rd, facility committee meetings, and September 23rd, the finance committee meetings. Anybody have any questions on those minutes? Yes, Elizabeth?
Thank you. Item I3. Voting meeting minutes. The secretary did an excellent job. I checked the recording, you're spot on, okay? It's not the content of the text, it's the missing content of the text. So if we go to I5 and we look at, I believe it's page 1, scroll down to item C1. Oh, I'm so sorry. Page 4, I'm so sorry. Let me just open it up, so. Let's see.
That's fine.
Okay, so we're on the voting meeting, correct?
Yes, the, voting, And go
Okay,
to page 4 of 11. And like I said, secretary, spot on. It's what we didn't do. Under number 4, when Tracy made a motion, the motion is correct, everything is fine, except for one major detail. Even
Which
though,
motion?
under number 4, third-party tax collectors, the motion, it's, I guess you would call it the second paragraph. Ms. Smith made a motion upon the recommendation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Look at the last 2 sentences, please. And also recommended for Berkheimer to provide tax collection services for the local service tax and business privilege tax. But we didn't specify the date we all have been agreeing on for months. And what is that date? When do they start?
Oh, I don't know.
January 1st, 2026. That is a small detail that we didn't have put in the motion. So to correct this, the only thing I can think of, and I'm not the expert, is request that it be placed on the work agenda that we make a new motion, or we edit the motion, or we make an amendment to the motion. So we stipulate the date that we have all agreed on for months and months and months and months.
Elizabeth, whenever we actually said about this, okay, whenever we made the, we stated that we were gonna do all these taxes all the way up until January 1st.
Yes.
Well, guess what? That right there in and of itself is stating that that's whenever we are done doing it and now we're proceeding to this. So
Okay, it's not in the motion though. That's why, I mean, we talked about it and discussed it, but it's not, that's why I'm saying.
it,
it's-
well, it was already passed in a previous motion. The date. The date was already passed in a previous motion.
I remember we had said December 31st, we were done and the. next
Well, as of
person-
January 1st, they are on their own.
Yeah.
Yes, so
But there's gonna be a problem there.
what's that?
If you remember right, we had 2 part-time people that had to be done by the 31st, or there was gonna be a problem, they had to become full-time students.
No, that's two.
Or
Not students, employees.
Full-time employees. But at the TCC meeting the other night, they said that,
Who said? I'm sorry.
I want to say it was Noel. They said that the tax office was going to have to keep collecting taxes through the end of January because the cutoff date is in January to have them paid by.
Okay.
So does that mean Noel's gonna have to do that all by herself? Where did Joni go?
So I can speak to that a little bit, Chris. So you're right. We did have an MOU. So as of December 31st to keep those temporary secretarial employees. So we're working right now. So I think it's like the 4th quarter rollover to get some things cleaned up. There will need to be a little bit of help. So we're working with the secretarial union to keep one person we know it's going to be temporary. We don't want to end up furloughing. And so we're working with them just to try to get things cleaned up. There still will be another employee in there as well, with Noel as well. So it would be 3 individuals just for a short period of time. And then that temporary remaining employee will be finished with their work.
So are they gonna end up becoming full-time employees?
No, we're working to avoid that. I mean, either way, we know we're not going to need them. So we're having those discussions and this whole timeline, that we thought it would be finished by then, but then with just the whole process, it's taken a little longer.
Yeah, because there were some things that were really held up.
Sure. And it was the unknown so we are working.
I
So
didn't think it would be fair for Noel to have to do all that on her own. That just wouldn't be right. But I knew that in 25, your taxes, you have till the end of January and 26 to pay them. So you can't just cut it off and say, boom.
Okay. All right.
Roger.
Yes, Elizabeth?
Okay, so back to the motion. So unless the board agrees on a motion that has an end date for collecting taxes in the motion, that means it could perpetually keep moving out there and moving out there and moving out there. And they could come up in January and say, well, wait a minute, we still have to catch up because we have these other, there's gonna be, anytime you close a tax office, there's gonna be residual things that still have not come in. That's the way it is. It's a perpetual cycle. There's no start and end date. But again, I feel very strongly for the board to consider, we put in an actual date and that is the date. We've already discussed the date multiple times, but until it's in the motion, so please. I'm requesting that a date be placed in the motion somehow during the voting session this month.
Okay.
All right, well, what you need to do then is, when it comes up, when the minutes come up, you make a motion to amend the minutes to show the starting date of whatever it is you were talking about.
The ending date.
You know,
is
or
actually
the
what
ending
she's
date,
talking about,
starting
yeah.
date, you know. We probably have a contract that's going to reflect it too, so it should agree with the contract.
Or are we looking at extending that out to cover that? No, we'll still go with the 31st.
I think they're two different issues. One is where you're saying that Berkheimer's taken over. The other one is on our end of cleaning things up.
They just take everything.
That's, I was gonna ask, why can't we just do a whole separate motion of when to end instead of redoing the whole motion that we've already approved?
Actually, I kind of like that idea. you
That's
know?
what I was gonna suggest.
We
We
can-
just add an agenda item to the voting session to have an end date for the.
That works too.
Yeah. Make it simple and
Does
easy.
anybody have any problems with adding that as an agenda item?
Is that okay with you, Elizabeth?
Yes, I think
Okay.
that's
All right,
lovely. Thank
so-
you.
Dr. Z, can you see that that's on there?
Probably be what? A J4.
J4, yeah, be probably J4.
Yeah. All right, next up, bills for payment. Go ahead, Chris.
All right, first off, I'm a little irritated. We don't have anybody here at this meeting to talk about finances or anything else. This is a work session. They should be here.
Okay.
If you go to page 2
Which one are you on, Chris?
on the, when you open the general bills for payment.
J1?
Just
Yeah.
The list of
regular
bills.
one.
If you go to page 2 and you go down to the F section,
Page 2, F section.
yeah,
F.
for First National Bank.
Oh, okay.
They're alphabetical. Go to the 4th entry down. It's a small entry, but I'd like it explained because it's for $51.71. It says drinking places, alcoholic beverages. There is no way I will pass this with
Where's
that
Johnny?
in there and what's it for. So Justin,
Where's,
that should be in your department. Why are we paying for alcoholic beverages?
where's Johnny?
It says,
Would you call him, please?
She took a phone call and had to leave.
It says drinking places, alcoholic
beverages,
beverages.
that is.
Where is this
yeah.
at, Chris?
I'm wondering if that was miscoded.
It is on
Page 2.
page
Page
2, where it starts the First National
Yeah,
Bank.
First
So
National
it's the
Bank.
4th entry.
5171.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And then look over.
I'm just wondering if that was miscoded somehow, because there's.
Well,
no
there
way.
shouldn't even be a code for alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, I don't
Does it come out?
have
That's
the
why we-
answer. Yeah.
What?
Okay,
Yeah, that's
I have a-
interesting.
Was this yours, Dr. Hall?
Did you, Megan,
Mr.
I want to know who submitted the bill to be paid for that.
And then who
And
paid
then
it?
that person needs to have a discussion by you.
No, who submitted it? Number one, who submitted it? Who approved it? Who
Yeah.
got the check? Okay, I'm being deadly serious here.
Yeah, because this is exactly why I argue for the last year. We should not be approving any bills after they're paid.
Exactly.
So that's the first one.
Oh my God, good calls, Chris.
And then further down on the same page, there's one for Gian Paul Gonzalez, $6,500 as a motivational speaker.
Jean Paul.
I'm in the
That's paid.
wrong business.
Yeah, that's paid through Title II funds.
Okay, but Title II funds could be spent on everything. Why do we need a $6,500 motivational
Yeah,
speaker?
who approved that?
That
That's,
never came to the
now,
board
is
for
this,
approval.
I'm not sure, but is this the
speaker.
the speaker for the first day or whatever?
we have come in.
Get everybody going and, okay. So this is something that they always do, is bring in a speaker for the first day.
I'd rather see our band throw a big party for everybody.
And get paid.
And our own teachers that are top dogs that want to say something and get the motivation going and pay $6,500.
To somebody.
That's kind of crazy.
No, this stuff,
Then if you go down to page 11, and I'm only asking this because we're trying to figure it out and it'd be nice if they were here to explain it.
yeah.
It's under Liberty Curtain. There's all kinds of construction stuff in there. But this is coming out of the general fund.
Page 11.
If you go down on page 11 and see the start of the Liberty Curtain Elementary School.
The only part that I'm seeing is Liberty Township Supervisors.
Look in the middle.
No, it's in the
No.
middle.
The middle.
Yeah, those should all be on
The
the.
first
spreadsheet.
one starts like Barry Isett and Associates, and then there's Crabtree, Rohrbach and Associates, all construction stuff. That shouldn't come out of the general fund. That should be out of the bond.
That's absolutely.
It's
right.
under the Liberty Curtain. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay, page.
Are you on the wrong?
Page
These spreadsheets.
11.
are-
Oh, you're on the Liberty Curtain
They are
spreadsheet.
just out.
Oh, wait, there.
Okay.
So I'm just curious why it's
That's,
it's just in the wrong spot, or are we done with the bond and over? What?
we can do better.
There's a lot of entries there.
Okay.
And then farther down, just under that, there's one, Jeff, you might be able to answer this. Central Intermediate Unit number 10. $700 for Lock Haven Catholic School writing PD.
Page was that?
And then right under it, there's another line that says school specialty 2 for $3,250 for Lock Haven Catholic School for PD, FOSS, Delta implementation.
Yeah, so Chris, I can clarify that. So that's our federal funds that are set aside for non-public schools that we're obligated to do. So that's their professional development. So the PD, it's professional development. For FOSS, it's science curriculum related.
Okay.
And then the writing, the one above it for through our intermediate unit, IU10, it's writing professional development.
Is that we're paying for students to go there and that's what that's?
No,
for?
because we have students that are there, we're obligated to set aside a portion of funds and then they utilize it for professional development.
Okay.
And they
It's
bought
a
that-
small set aside.
They
All right.
bought that professional development, that $700 was paid to the IU for the providing that service
Okay.
to the Catholic school using the funds that Justin's talking about their federal funds.
I was just curious, because I didn't know if we were paying
not
for
allowed.
a student to go there or.
No, this is
It's-
for teacher.
It's students
professional.
who are enrolled there. Well, since we have students that would reside in our district that attend there, we have to send a portion of our federal funds that we get through title. We have a set aside for non-pub schools. And so they get some of that money.
So if we have kids, and just help me understand, if we have kids that go to the private schools, the Catholic school, Walnut Street, stuff like that, do we help pay for all that?
The same applies.
Same thing.
Yes.
What about transportation for both of them? They run on our buses also? We pay for the transportation?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, hold on.
But that's not district money. It is, but it's not from the general fund. It's federal.
Right, from
It's
from
federal
that
money.
federal thing.
It's title money that we get from the federal government, but it is set aside for a portion of
Right.
that is for these schools
Right.
like the Lock Haven Catholic and
Okay. That's what I was wondering.
Elizabeth, calm down. Hold on. Chris is still talking.
I'm done.
You're done?
Okay.
Okay, Elizabeth.
All right, I'm trying to understand. Help us to understand. So to go to the Catholic school, the parent or guardian gets approval to send their child there by the school, and the parents pay a tuition for their children to go to a private school. Okay, that's correct, right?
No.
We don't give them approval.
We don't give them.
No,
approval.
let me, I'm sorry, let me rephrase. A parent wants their child to go to a private Catholic school. The parent contacts the school, the Catholic school then approves whether or not their child can go to their school. Then, once approved, their parent pays the Catholic school a tuition to go to a private school. Is that correct?
correct.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm trying to understand then why we would be involved in any shape or form with a child that's going willingly to pay for school, private school.
Because that's the federal guidelines for us accepting the monies. So it's the same thing. We also, for like title support services, we send one of our employees to the Catholic school to provide services.
Okay.
It's essentially essentially, there's money set aside at the federal level per student, and the money follows the student. So if the student's here with us, we get the money. If the student goes to any non-public school, the money follows that student to the non-public school. That does not apply to charter schools or brick and mortar non-public schools like Sugar Valley Charter, for example. That does not apply to those. It only applies to public, non-public schools like Lock Haven Catholic or Walnut Christian.
Okay.
That's federal law.
Well, thank you. So these are kids that have special needs then?
No.
These aren't-
No.
These are for
No.
all the kids?
Not
that are-
necessarily.
They could be.
They could.
But these are for all,
All students, yeah. So
All
if I make a
students.
different educational choice and want to go to Lock Haven Catholic, my portion of the federal funds that are set aside for me as a student follow me to Lock Haven Catholic.
so here's this question, please help me understand this. Why in the world would we do all that paperwork for them? Why does the Catholic school do their own paperwork?
It's not the way that we wish it was that way, because it's a lot of oversight on our part. For example, all the bills that Chris was just mentioning, those have to come through us. We have to approve them. They go through our general budget. The money then to be reimbursed at the federal level comes back through us. It is a lot of oversight on the district side, and we also agree with you. We would love for that to not be the process, but it is the federal process. So
Federal
we are
process.
bound by the federal law that dictates the process.
Okay, my last question. I'm hoping the answer is yes. Because you are acting as the middle person due to a regulation by the federal government, are you allowed to keep any percent whatsoever for the managing of the money?
No,
No.
And the Lock Haven school doesn't reimburse us at all?
no.
Have they ever been asked?
It's not a reimbursement. It's
No, what I'm saying,
for
as
time
a-
and for time and effort, you mean essentially,
Yes.
like for the management of time and
For a
effort. You're not
contractor.
allowed to ask that. You're not allowed to do that.
so I'd like to know how much that costs us someday.
Yes, Bush.
Okay, Butch. Oh,
I just have,
I'll get Chris.
trying to recall, I thought at one time we used to provide like reading assistance through title funding. I think we used to provide counselors, I think.
Yep.
Also, so we actually have staff members going to the Catholic school to provide assistance.
Yeah, so in our current agreement with Lock Haven Catholic, they get, like I said, they get a per student dollar amount. Right now, currently, the Catholic school chooses to use that to sort of purchase one of our reading interventionists to go there half time. So we split the cost of an interventionist salary and benefits with Lock Haven Catholic as a shared resource. So instead of them getting tangible things, they spend that money on the salary and benefits of a personnel member of ours to utilize that money. But things like Title II and Title IV, those will always be tangible things, but they use their Title I money for reading intervention support.
Okay, Chris?
So now, if I'm getting this right, I know we get federal money and that covers part of the stuff that the kids go to a private school, whether it's Lock Haven Catholic, Walnut Street, that pays for both classes or material and transportation. Does that also cover like the Amish schools too for
It
them for
can.
transportation?
It can. They almost I would say 100% of the time that I've ever been involved in federal programs, they opt out. But it is offered to them, and we actually have to provide documentation that we have offered them the services, and then they decline.
Well, I know that they pay double taxes. They pay the school tax like we do, but then they're the ones that fund their own schools. Our federal money doesn't fund their schools.
Right.
Correct?
Because they decline,
Right.
they don't have to decline. They could accept, and then we would be under the same guidelines as we are with Lock Haven Catholic and
Okay.
any school like that.
All right. I was just curious because I know there's a lot of busing stuff going on and everything else. And
Yeah.
if that money helps fund that, then that's a good thing.
Yeah, and that's actually state law too, is that we are required to provide transportation with or without federal funding to non-public schools.
Okay. Thank you. I didn't mean to kill that, but
No, it's,
I just wanted to learn
I
about
want to
it.
learn more.
Okay.
And the only other thing really that's sticking out is down on page 12. The next page down, there were two entries. One was under First National for $12,799.05. And it said books, periodicals, and newspapers for property services. That's a lot of money.
Was trying to contact Joni, so.
Oh.
I should just.
What I would say at this point in time is because I would put together, I sent her an email about the one question, but the other stuff I would put together.
I told her I was gonna send her
Okay.
an email, but I
That way.
figured some of these questions I knew folks here could answer.
Right.
Okay.
And then this would probably be a question for Jeff. On page 12, under Herbert Rowland, there's $1,000 for NPDES permit for a baseball field. Are we gonna start building a baseball field?
Not to my knowledge.
Huh?
I don't think that's not anything about the building a
Okay.
baseball
Herbert-
field. I mean,
That
that's,
Herbert Roland Group, you talking about the Herbert Roland Grubic Incorporated?
Herbert Rowland, $1,000.
Yes.
NPDES permit
Okay.
for a baseball field.
I think it's probably has something to do with maintenance of a baseball field or whatever.
Okay, I was just curious. I didn't know.
I don't know that for sure, but I'm guessing that's what it is for that amount of money. It's probably something for.
Because I knew we had talked about a baseball field and facilities a little bit.
No, I'm sure
Yeah,
this
there's
has
no
something to
plan
do with.
Build a baseball
it-
field.
it's
It must
probably-
be something to do with maintenance or.
Right, for that
or
amount of money.
Safety issues that are there.
That was all I had.
Because it's coming out of the property services budget,
Yeah.
so I'm guessing that that's what it's for, so.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all I had.
All right.
Can-
Yes,
Thank you
Elizabeth?
two over there for answering what you could.
Yeah, I'm not blaming the superintendent. I'm not blaming you, Roger. But if the employees don't have the time to come to the meetings, they need to express that to you ahead of time so we can plan accordingly also. Because I'm gonna hold back on my questions.
Okay, well, instead of holding back, why don't you just go ahead and email them? That way you can get the questions answered, okay? And then whenever it comes up to the voting session, you can state what your actual questions were with the answers that you've received. That way you can be transparent about what's going on.
That is a good point. We've been asked to do that over and over again. I have in the past written, not recently, but I stopped doing it about a year ago because I would write and write and write, especially about the tax office, and nobody would ever respond to me. So be that as it may. And also it's interesting, like when Chris brings up a question, if he would have just gotten an email, and then if she still wouldn't have been here when he read his response, we couldn't have had that whole discussion. So there's a great benefit during discussion times and questions where we're discussing items in the public forum, and it's helpful for all of us. And if they don't have the answers right away, I'm not upset.
I told Joni earlier I would have emailed, but I didn't have access to
Right.
email today because I had other things going on.
No, that's fine, but that
But
is,
the drinking
that
one
is
caught
that is how we would like to do it. So that way
The
we're not
drinking one caught me
blindsided.
off guard.
No, not
Yeah.
blindsided.
So-
Not blindsided.
All right.
She must have something up. She
Yeah,
was here,
things
she
do
had a
come up.
phone call and walked out the door.
Yeah,
Right, so
so-
something may have come up.
That's kind of what I was thinking. So it's not that she just left because she wanted to.
No, and I
I
didn't.
saw her,
So-
I saw her on the phone.
No, it's.
So did I.
Moving right along.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's move on. Library weeding report. Questions on that?
Was that before Liberty Curtain opened or after?
I think it was in the process. Yeah, it was in the process before they shifted everything over.
Okay. Mill Hall Elementary School concrete work. Okay. Go ahead, Chris.
I saw this, I mean, Elizabeth went through her side of it earlier. But I have a question on this because I think we did something wrong. It says there on the main page, before you even click to open the document, a public bid for this project closed on September 25th, 2025, in which 5 sealed bids were received.
Okay.
And then it goes on about the winning bid from Anteri Site Work LLC for the price of $24,468.
Okay.
If you do ask for public sealed bids on a project, was great. I love to see that. You heard my arguments before on that.
Right.
You have to open them at a public meeting, not a private one. And it has to come before the board. The board has to see the public, when you ask for public bids like that, for sealed bids, they have to be opened in a public meeting and it has to be before the board.
Okay.
So just for future, that, I mean, I'm glad we're asking for public bids. That's the way it should be done. But we have to open them at a work session meeting like we're doing right now.
Okay. Yes, Elizabeth?
And also if Sam, I know you're gonna look into it, Randy, deeply appreciate it, but again, you know, it wasn't even mentioned to us until the last facilities committee meeting, and then if you look, there's a timeline. It was already decided they were going to do it. The project closed September 25th, so it means they put out the bids way before they even brought it to the facilities committee meeting. So,
No, wait, let's back up. We did talk about repairing the sidewalk at the previous meeting. Okay, so don't give
Right.
the impression that we weren't aware of that, because we were aware that they
Oh,
were going
aware,
to need
yes.
to,
You're right.
that they had, that the Borough Mill Hall
Mhm.
Borough Council had sent a letter
Mhm.
and that we said we were going to move ahead and get the repairs done.
No,
That's
you're right.
where,
You're
in
right.
all honesty, that's where in the facilities meeting, that's a public meeting. We could open the bids right then and there and
Okay.
then present them to the board.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, there's a break here. Yes, you're absolutely right, Jeff. It has been discussed, and I gave the history on why the borough has to have property owners fix their sidewalks because of liability. But be that as it may, what I'm just saying is, I'm not throwing Sam under the bus. He does an excellent job, okay? What I'm saying is, they just went ahead and decided to replace the whole line of sidewalk. And they had all the bid process and everything done prior to us even having an opportunity to discuss the pros and cons and compare prices of just repairing those couple pieces versus the whole thing. So that's it.
Okay.
I think one of the reasons that he wanted to move it was because there was a time factor involved there, because I think they wanted to get it done before winter. And I think that was probably the main reason that
Could
he
be.
went ahead and did it. I'm sure it was because and of course he was getting pressure from from Borough Council and the whole borough to do it. So, you know,
It would be nice just to be in the loop at least. Be nice.
well, I'm sure he can answer those questions.
Okay. All right, next up, personnel. Any questions on the personnel? Chris?
Down on page 4 of not the teacher one, the first one.
Okay.
On page 4, down under professional, it says approve the following as teacher mentors for the 25-26 school year at a stipend of $500 per mentee.
Yes.
How many different mentees are we talking about? Because if you look at the next page, I mean, there's 50 or 60 of them there. Or they get $500 a piece.
Where do you see 50 or 60, Chris?
I'll go to the second.
Okay, so
Oh, they're
let me
That's something
make it,
different.
I'm
tell
hoping
you
that
the
we can
difference,
explain
okay?
that.
What we're looking at here is, okay, go ahead. I was gonna say the same thing you were, but go ahead.
So what you're seeing there, Chris, that's for our professional staff to mentor our employees.
Right.
So they get that stipend. The second attachment that's there for student teachers, those are student teachers coming from universities that are doing their student teaching placement. They're not getting paid for them. Those are just,
Okay, because I saw
they're two
a
separate.
line for mentors on them also.
But they're assigned, but we don't pay them. We don't pay them contractually for that mentorship for student teachers.
Okay.
It's paid through the university. But for our own employees, that we pair them up to mentor that $500 stipend, that's what we pay for our employees to mentor our own employees.
It's only when they're initially hired in the district.
Right.
For
Anytime.
1 year. Yeah, for the first year.
Again,
Okay. I was just
you need
curious
to
because
use a
when
microphone.
it said 500 per mentee, I'm like, man, that could get expensive real quick.
No. So
No,
the two
it's-
separate
It's-
things.
Yeah, whenever we hire a brand new teacher, okay, during that first year, what they do is we have, teachers that have been here forever and a day.
Right.
They are actually going to kind of go over with them. Okay, look, this is how we do this. This is how we do this. If those teachers have questions or something like that, they can go to their mentor and say, hey, how do I deal with this type of situation? Or, it just kind of gives them the support they need. So that
Okay.
way, whenever, they're not being, trial by fire. So,
Okay.
Okay,
I appreciate the discussion on it.
no problem. Elizabeth?
Okay, so the way, this is a new program, right? Oh, this has been going on, okay.
No, this has been going on forever.
Okay,
It's part of the mentorship is part of the the teacher induction program that we're required, new teachers are required to participate in a district induction program.
Good. So then one teacher gets hired and then one of these teachers for for 1 year gets $500 for the whole year. Correct. Okay, that makes sense per year. So it's, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay,
Elizabeth?
thank you. Page 2,
Which one?
the same one,
That's what wants to.
Okay.
same one. Could just quick update for the leave of absence for Dina Falls, Transportation Secretary. Was she replaced or what's going on there? Justin, please.
She's currently on an approved leave of absence, so we do have a substitute in
Oh, okay,
for
so,
her.
okay,
It's a leave of absence. She didn't resign. It's a leave of absence.
okay, great. That's what, I just want to make sure it's okay. And then the fourth one, Samantha Hardy. That's that position just temporarily been filled.
It's,
Yeah, same thing.
yeah, we're trying to
Great.
fill that with a substitute as well.
Okay, and then under professional administrative, Amy Breon, leave of absence, I thought she discontinued working here, or how,
No,
what-
she had put in for her retirement that was
Right.
approved earlier, but she was still employed. But she's currently on a leave of absence.
So she retired,
She didn't retire
No,
yet.
as
She
of
put in her
December.
notice of retirement.
Yeah.
She wasn't to retire until December.
In December.
okay, but so she's on a, so
Leave
she's
of
not,
absence. This is
so
a,
she's still employed, but she's on a leave of absence, so
Correct.
she's gonna be on a leave of absence until she retires?
correct.
Is that normal?
Hey, if you got the
Sometimes.
time,
Depend.
Sometimes,
you know,
yes,
if you got the
it
time, what are you gonna do?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
it does happen from time to time.
okay, that helps me understand it, that's beautiful.
okay, anybody else?
And last one. Page,
Yes,
page
Elizabeth.
5, please. The resignation of Drew Allison, lead librarian at the Central Mountain Middle School. Was that a new, could you explain, is this,
It was a new hire and had a change of heart. So
so,
is resigning.
oh, okay, so, but we took all those other trained librarians and put them somewhere else, so one of them she's been replaced or?
We're working to fill that.
Okay, all right. Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, next up, the 2026 through 2021 Act 93 work agreement.
31.
Huh?
2026.
That's what it says, isn't it? Okay,
21.
2031, all right. All right. Act 93 work agreement. Go ahead, Chris.
Why is this even on the agenda?
Because with it being brought forward to the board and through numerous informational sessions, we have been looking at what's going on there. And they are looking for an early.
When was it brought to the board? Because
Numerous times whenever we had executive sessions that certain individuals of the board refused to show up for those executive sessions. So instead of being an executive session, it was actually brought up as an informational session at that time.
Well, let me ask you.
Just to
this.
let you know, speaking on that, we tried to have an executive session today. However, due to a lack of individuals being here to create a quorum, we had an informational session, and that went from 5:35 to 5:50.
Okay.
So, okay,
I
now,
couldn't be here for it, but
I'm just.
here's
you know,
my question. The original contract goes from July 1st of 21
Mm-hmm.
through June 30th of 26.
Okay.
Why are we waiting? Or why are we doing it now and not waiting till next year when the state and a lot of the Pennsylvania Principals Association even says this should be started to be talked about January and February? What we're doing by doing this now, and it even says they're making it effective July 1st to 26 through 31. You're tying the hands of the entire board, the ones that are here now, and the new ones that are going to be coming on, from having anything to do with this contract.
Okay, well, Act 93
Why-
came to us and requested that we look at doing an early bird contract.
And then that's why you say, no, it's due next year, and that's when you go to it.
Yeah.
This happened when myself, Dr. Baldino, and Tom were coming on the board. A lot of stuff got rushed through in November, so we didn't have a say-so in it. We're doing the same thing here. We're hog tying, not just the new members coming in, but us that are already here, for making our own decisions where we're going forward. We are already starting next year in the hole. We know that. But here, you're putting this big old contract out there, and it's open for anybody to get on 8 years of benefits for anybody that is hired under administration until July of 26. So you can hire 30 more people. You yourself even said one time that it's got to get straightened out or the state's going to come in and take it. You guys are the ones that have been around all these years, and we're in the shape we're in today. So the system is not working financially. And here you want to hog tie the entire school board until June 30th of 2031 with a contract that is going to run it into bankruptcy. Though, why not let the new board, the new administration deal with it when the time comes in January and February, like their own association says that's when it should be done? It also says that Act 93 has to have a 50% majority signed that want to do this. Did that happen?
Why isn't it attached?
And it says that they need to come to the board.
They have come to the
They have.
board, and certain individuals at that time got up and walked out.
Well, I remember the meeting we got up and walked out because I saw the dates on this. And like I say, if the current contract runs till June of 26, then this contract should start being looked at in January and February, just like their own association says. Doing it this way, this is purposely hog tying the entire school board till June 30th of 2031. And this contract could bankrupt the school. Is that
Okay.
what you want? Because you guys designed this system.
Well,
That's a heck of a way to leave everybody hogtied when we shouldn't even be talking about it. This shouldn't even be on the agenda.
okay. Anybody else?
Yep.
Go ahead, Bill.
I have multiple problems, both with process and with timing and with this document, with the document. Start out with some process problems. Act 93 states that school employers upon, and I'm quoting from the act, from the website of the legislature. School employers, upon the written request of a majority of the school administrators in the district, shall be required to meet and discuss in good faith with the school administrators on administration or compensation prior to adoption of the compensation plan.
Did that.
And then school administrator is defined as any employee of the school entity below the rank of district superintendent, executive director, director of career and technical school, assistant district superintendent or assistant executive director, but including the rank of first level supervisor, who by virtue of assigned duties is not in a bargaining unit of public employees as created under the Act of July 23rd, 1970. Here's an important one here. School employer is defined as a board of school directors. The area career and technical school board of directors or the intermediate unit board of school directors is defined by this act. Notably absent from this definition are the terms committee or any other subsection of the entire board. So the first step that would have been necessary for this is a survey of the eligible employees followed by a written notice to the entire board. I've not seen such a notification. Has anybody else? It appears in that case that a major requirement for the act has not been satisfied, which have to question whether we should progress with that. Another has been in that discussions between the board and the representative or representatives of the administrators has not taken place.
Yes, it has.
At the Personnel Committee, the people present were Dr. Redmond and Mr. Evie, and neither of them qualifies. They're both excluded by the act.
They met with us.
Hold on a second, Jeff. Just let him finish.
Thank you. In regard to timing, the current contract does not expire until June 30th of next year. As Chris mentioned, the Pennsylvania Principals Association recommends discussions for a new agreement begin in January or February prior to the expiration of the current contract. So we have 3 to 4 months to initiate discussions and almost 9 months to produce another agreement. This new agreement will contain provisions which will have a tremendous economic impact on this school district and all of the taxpayers within it. In less than 5 weeks, an election will take place in which, if we've been told the truth, at least 3 new board members will be selected. That's 1/3 of the board. That's just like it was in 2023. So what that means is when this contract would come into effect, 2/3 of the board will have changed since the last agreement was concluded, was enacted. Maybe the public wants a little change in the way business is being done. Act 93 provides a mechanism to ensure fairness for district employees not able to participate in a collective bargaining unit. And that's appropriate. They should be treated fairly, but should not that fairness also apply to the taxpayers of the school district who will be paying the bills? I think it should. 2 years ago, the sitting board, of which there are 5 incumbent members of this board, in just a few weeks before the installation of we 3 freshman members, made 2 major decisions with which we've had to deal. As one of the freshman board members, I am of the opinion that these actions did not meet the criteria of fairness. I don't think we should repeat those mistakes and bad behavior at this time. I believe that committing to this current proposal prior to the installation of whoever's elected in November and will be responsible for it for the majority of its tenure is both inappropriate and immoral. Why must we act in haste? Why should we act in haste? Frankly, it seems to me that the only reason to address this process prior to December is the concern that the new board members may be more fiscally prudent than the current ones that are outgoing. I believe that this item should be tabled until after December 1st. That's the first Monday in December, the date by law when the new directors begin. And I do feel that if the agenda comes up for a vote, I suggest and call for Mr. Johnston to recuse himself since his career was as a school administrator and therefore his ability to make a decision that places the constituents of the district first can be questioned. That's all I have to say at this time.
Okay, Mr. Johnston.
That isn't going to happen. And I'm offended by that comment. There's no way. And then furthermore, if you would have shown up at the executive sessions when the Act 93 people made their presentation, you would have known what was going on. They did ask for it. They did have a majority of their group that have asked for this to be looked at this point. They were here a couple of different times, and you chose not to be here.
Then it wasn't a board meeting.
It was an informational session.
It was an
You were
informational meeting for you.
You
was
were
not.
invited to be here.
Yes.
You chose not to show up.
Yes, I did because
Dr.
I didn't.
Baldino, he has the floor.
Thank you.
You chose not to show up. I can't help that. They presented it. If you weren't here, that was your decision. All of you.
You done?
Are you finished?
Okay, Dr. Okay, Chris?
This agreement, it says in it that I'm reading, this agreement was made and entered into on October 9th, 26. We're not even at October 9th, 26. This agreement's already been signed, sealed, and pretty much delivered. Okay? And I'm gonna refer back to something here. On the week of September 2nd, okay? Dr. Redmond sent us our weekly update. And part of that weekly update, it says, Joni, Justin, Megan, Randy, and I have started looking into what changes would need to be made to create a balanced budget for the 26-27 school year. We are starting with the assumption that we will have to reduce our spending by $3.6 million, which amounts to our deficit this year. The only way we could reduce that much is by making severe cuts to our staffing, which would include increasing class sizes, eliminating supports for improvement and growth, reducing support from the central office, which can provide to our schools and community. We are working toward accessing the worst-case scenario and looking at the staffing changes that would impact the gains we've made in academics, culture, climate, which in turn is the most protective of district finances. Now, in that letter saying we need to cut staffing, but here we're going to go big time in the hole over a new Act 93 contract. That doesn't justify anything in my book. And then number two, Jeff, since you were involved in this, was this ran through a lawyer that deals with union
Yes,
personnel?
yes,
and
it
all
was.
that?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Who was the lawyer?
The solicitor.
Who?
Our
David?
solicitor?
Our solicitor.
He's not.
Okay. Well, it's wrong. I don't care how you want to argue it. It's wrong. You can say we weren't here for the Act 93 meetings. Well, I'll tell you what, the first one where we walked out, there were no administrators in here waiting to talk. And that executive session got canceled, turned into an information. So it wasn't a true executive session. Tonight I was late getting here and the door was open and there wasn't anybody in here. And you're sad that we didn't have the quorum for it. So that was informational. The bottom line is 5 of you are on the board that got us to where we are today. And you're going to drive a nail in the coffin starting this 6-9 months early? And you're hog tying the entire board for that amount of time? Is that fair? I'm asking you. Would you want it done to you? That's my.
Hold on. My ears just went off. What I would do, honestly, is being in the position of them. If I think that it's a better, possibly a better environment, I would by all means request for an early bird. Now, I know that the teachers have also started talking about requesting an early bird.
Well, yeah, because
Well,
if you do this, why not?
But until that happens, that's going to be you guys dealing with them.
We should be dealing with this also.
So,
You can't hog tie an entire board for that amount of time. They should bring it to the new board who might have different financial ideas or ways to get out of the problem that you guys created financially. I've said my piece.
okay. Dr. Baldino, you're going to continue on?
First of all, if there were no meetings with quorums, it didn't occur. Secondly, there was a reason that I chose not to go to the executive sessions. And it was because too often you people have hidden things in executive session that should be in the public. And I was not going to be hamstrung to the point where I could not speak freely. You may not agree with that, but that's the way it is.
And how were you hamstrung?
If I had gone to the executive committee meeting, I could have not have discussed anything that was mentioned in the executive committee with anyone outside of the executive committee. And that was not satisfactory.
We get sworn into that.
Yes, you do.
And I would not violate that. You hide in those executive sessions. Very few of them have been absolutely necessary since I've been on the board.
Well, I'm sorry
Roger, can
that
I-
you think that. Okay, go ahead, Butch.
I'm offended by that, Bill, truthfully. I think The law says what you have executive sessions for. We follow the law. Whether you sit back there and say we hide through things, I'm actually offended to that. I don't hide. I try not to hide anything. I try to be as transparent as I can. The law says you negotiate contracts in executive session. We attempted to have executive sessions. We didn't have enough for a quorum. We followed the law of this. Other executive sessions that you say we hide behind are things that deal with legal issues, with student issues, with things that involved that we can't discuss in the public. And you know that. We tell you that all the time, but you keep telling about how we're hiding things. And personally, I'm offended by saying that. And as far as hamstringing by the 5, I think your numbers are a little bit screwed because there's 6 of us that were on the board and you keep saying 5, even though 1 now agrees with everything you say. They were on the board. There were 6 of us on the board when you 3 came on.
You are correct. I made a mistake there.
So I'm just, again, I'm offended by the hiding behind stuff because I strive to be as transparent as possible.
As soon as he's done.
So I'm done.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, you're correct. I miscounted. Secondly, I'm sorry you're offended, but it's the way I feel. And thirdly, the law doesn't say you have to have executive sessions for very much. And as a matter of fact, it says you may have executive sessions for certain things. And as far as I'm concerned, off of the top of my head, the only thing that I can remember we were appropriate for us to have executive sessions on since I've been here were the expulsion hearings. Everything else I think should have been discussed in public, including this. This isn't even a collective bargaining unit thing, which you could make an argument for perhaps. And even at that, the interchange with the petitioners should probably be public. A strategy meeting among the board to decide how to approach the other and the other unit might be appropriate, but.
Okay, so basically, we were going on the fact that according to PSBA and school solicitors and labor council, okay, in Pennsylvania, they say that it's best practice to use executive session, the discussion phases of Act 93, because it deals with personnel compensation. Okay. But the Sunshine Act requires the final decision or adoption to be done publicly. Okay. The Sunshine Law itself also allows personnel matters to including terms and conditions of employment to be discussed in executive session. Since Act 93 involves administrators, compensation, benefits, evaluations in terms of employment, discussions about those topics are squarely within the personnel domain. So we are, by all means, in our purview to do that.
Roger, can I point out a few things,
Go ahead.
please?
Go ahead, Tracy.
So I don't have my computer and documents in front of me, and I apologize. I believe we were approached with a request to personnel in April. So it has been a while. They did request to meet. We have had approximately 5 executive sessions regarding this with a quorum, in some of them, and some others had to be informational because people did not show up and chose not to participate knowing what it was. I do have the proposal and the cost of what some of it is. The 3% salary increase over the 5 years will cost about $405,000. They are paying, sorry, I have to look at this. Approximately, they are increasing their contribution to their health care. For those making over a certain amount, they're increasing the contribution of the health care from 3.99, I believe, to 7.99%. And for new hires, after July of 26, the healthcare after retirement is cut to 5 years. So with the 405,000 in the annual salary increases over 5 years and the approximate 93,000 that they will be contributing to their health care, the net cost for the 5 years is about $311,000, 62,000 a year. I have to find these other things here. Forgive me. Williamsport is increasing about 5% in their salaries, Jersey Shore 3%. Oh, just trying to think, sorry. However, we have been meeting. Everyone on this board has had the opportunity to give their input, positive or negative, and whether or not this should be done. And people chose to neglect their duty in doing so. Just based on whatever, however they feel about it, not showing up to meetings is not the answer to stalling in what you don't agree on. Showing up to meetings is how you do your job and give your opinions and work things out. So just my 2 cents.
Elizabeth, calm down. Is that it, Tracy?
Yeah, I would like to point out a lot more, but not having anything in front of me is difficult. So.
Okay, well, there's always a voting session. So, all right, Elizabeth, you haven't talked yet?
I'll be short.
At least on this topic.
Yes. Obviously, I would definitely vote and never proceed without the new board. Never. It's not even a discussion item for me. But one thing is majorly missing out of this contract, which I'll bring up if I'm on the board, if I get reelected next year. There's no performance evaluation. Every employee just automatically gets a raise. I've looked at other Act 93 contracts across the state. I haven't found one that doesn't have the raises attached to a performance evaluation. Not one, except for this one. Not one. Number 2, King Spry. If this board moves forward with this, the school board that represents the taxpayers needs our own solicitor, King Spry. John and Elizabeth, they were here for the teacher contracts. David Lindsay, his job is to only be the solicitor for the district. We need a specialist that deals with employee contracts. And again, I'll bring that up next year when it should be discussed next year. And knowing that this has been discussed without us knowing about since April, I didn't know about this until it just popped up on board docs. And I had conflicts for the last 2 meetings. And if you want my husband to call you and tell you why I wasn't here, I'm more than happy to give you our phone number and you can call my husband on why I was unable to make the last 2 executive sessions. Okay? And this absolutely should be in the public.
Okay, Chris?
Tracy made a reference that we're not showing up here. We're neglecting our duties. Okay? I take offense to that because as the policy board chairman, Tracy, how many meetings have you shown up to this year? Not one.
That is incorrect. I have missed the last 3 possibly.
No, she was only there in January. I checked.
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Okay, so that was one. I also have a job and a life. Sorry.
Okay.
You
So
knew when
do
I
we.
was on the committee that I couldn't do that. You didn't want to move it, so.
So do we. We have lives too. Now, under the Pennsylvania Principals Association, okay? It says, how soon should the ACP expiration date should we meet with the school board? says, while there is no set standard, a meeting should be held in January and February to acquaint the board with Act 93. Many board members might have never been part of the process. Topics should include how Act 93 works, the importance of good pay and benefits for administrative staff, developing a philosophy as administrative compensation and other areas the group wishes to address. It's not a gripe session, but should be used as an opportunity to educate the school board on the role of administration and compensation issues. At the next meeting, the group can get into specifics. We have never learned anything about Act 93.
That's right.
So it's only fair that when the new board members get here, if they are elected, this happens. This is from the wording from their own association.
Dr. Baldino.
What? I'm not done yet.
Continue.
Tracy made reference to this takes a hold of, starts like the benefits. Start in 2026. At that point in time, the retirement drops from 8 years to 5 years, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Between now and that date, 9 months from now, there could be 100 administrators hired. And they all get 8 years of benefits. Now, we're responsible to taxpayers. You asked me, you show me, because Joni even said, there's no other schools around here that offer that benefit package.
That's right.
And the people that are paying the bills, I could almost guarantee not one of them gets 8 years of full benefits after they leave their job. I didn't.
I did.
You did? Well, lucky you.
Guess what? I did too, Chris.
Okay, whatever. But the bottom line is this contract should not even be coming up until January or February. You are doing this on purpose to hog tie the board from having any say so. And you're gonna set a precedence if you do it. You guys have already left us in the financial position we are.
Can I just clear up one thing? Just about every other Act 93 around here has healthcare benefits after retirement, except for, I think, State College, but their salary scale is a lot different. So I would just say, just make sure that you do your homework when you look at that.
I did my homework,
It's not mine,
Randy.
because I have every one of the Act 93 agreements, and I can tell you for a fact, Venus Board offers it for 10 years up until the date after they retire till 65. So they can retire at 55 and get covered at 65.
That's not what I'm told by the teachers that are there.
I'm just telling you, I have the agreements that I can show you and share with you. I just want to be transparent. I'm not trying.
Doesn't mean it's right.
I'm not saying that. I'm just being transparent to give you facts. That's it.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
That's it, but
all right.
you don't do an agreement ahead of time and hog tie an entire school district for that many years. How do we even know that after this it goes into effect, we can even afford it? We don't.
That's right.
We don't even have a chance to look at the finances to see where we are.
I think Tom wanted to say something.
Okay. Are you done?
I'm done.
Tom?
Did I hear Tracy say that this has been being discussed since April?
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so why was that if we're not even recommended to start till this coming January? Why has it started already?
Because that's when the Act 93 group came to us and asked for us to consider negotiating early.
Okay. The only reason that I can come up with that is because they know that the board is stacked in their favor today.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a lot more to say, but I have one question for the board members that have been here for a long time, have expressed their dedication to the school board, the students, all of that, who potentially will not be here in January. Is that the legacy that you want to go out on, that you potentially sabotage this school district financially on your way out the door? Ask yourselves that. Is that what you want to be remembered as? After all of your years of dedication, whether I agree with your policies or not, ask yourself, is that what you want to go out on? And that's all I have to say.
Roger, I'd like to chime in.
Okay, Tracy, go ahead.
62,000 a year is not going to sabotage this school district. And my personally going out, if we can pass this, I am fine with it, showing that our administrators, that we care about them, we understand their roles, how difficult it is, and we respect them. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Tracy. Yes, Elizabeth.
Okay, Chris, I'm gonna segue off of what you've already said about setting something in motion, and then there's always gonna be the next item that happens right after that. The problem with, this is the concern that I see, that, again, we'll discuss this next year in more in detail, but the different organizations, we have the union, and then we have the Act 93 group. Okay, one's a union and one is not a union. And what they do is it seems to be that one gets an extra pencil. Well, if they got an extra pencil, I want an extra pencil. And then the board gets into that cycle. Instead of looking at everything independently, it's like, well, okay, we gave them a pencil, extra pencil. Now we have to give them an extra pencil. Now we're gonna have to give them an extra pencil because they got an extra pencil first. So it's this cycle of lack of power and governance. Governance would be January 2026. So these things can be discussed. And number one, Chris, you're absolutely correct. You folks never got training. I learned everything by myself on Act 93, reading the legislation, going to other school districts. I trained myself. New school board members, one of the trainings I think we should consider is Act 93. And we have a solicitor here who specializes in union contracts. It can be an open training. Now you're asking board members who are not completely aware of what Act 93 represents. Even I desperately need more training, and I've spent months and hundreds of hours of time. I need more training. But I'll tell you right now, not a chance, and you know what, would I ever vote for this? Discussed January 2026.
Okay, so Dr. Baldini, did
Yes.
you or did you not just recently go to a conference dealing with board indoctrination and, you know, getting boards ready and getting them
I did.
prepared? Okay, so that's something that could be implemented. All of these things about, you know, learning about Act 93, learning about, you know, ACCE, learning about all these different things. That would be something I think that would be really good.
Dr. Redmond is working on it.
There's working on dates already, I
Yeah.
think, for it, so
Great.
sometime in November.
It was a
That's gonna be
horrible,
after the fact.
it was really a shortcoming. There was, the previous superintendent did absolutely nothing to help the new people on the board. But that didn't surprise me.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to the curricular, co-curricular. Athletics and student activities personnel. Any questions on this? Yes, Elizabeth.
It's great. This is very exciting. So whoever put this together, someday I'm looking forward to getting some sort of presentation, some updates. A lot of good things are happening here. I'd like to go beyond just the report.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, Chris.
Not with that. I have something
Go ahead.
for the board I want to ask
ahead.
before we adjourn. Bill made a motion about things that we don't get told on the board. Or he didn't make a motion and made a comment.
Okay.
We all know that that's happened. We didn't know about the $881,000 mistake for almost a year. Okay? There's been a lot of things, and a lot of times, several of us have complained about being in the dark. Okay? I was appalled when a newspaper article came out recently. Okay? On a lawsuit that's filed against the school district for a teacher-student sexual assault from back in 2011. Okay? This board has not been told anything about it. I found it out in the paper.
Which paper?
in the
Okay,
record.
so,
Now, hold on.
no, I'm going to tell
I
you
wanna
right now,
finish up.
with litigation being in process, we are not going any further with that discussion.
We are.
No,
It's been made public, Roger. Why didn't the board even know it? We didn't even get told.
yes, you did.
No, we did
You
not.
did.
No, we did not.
Yes, you did. There was an executive session and you were informed.
No.
Yes, you just choose not to think of it. You just
It's-
want to get some little bite going
Hey,
out there.
It's public.
That's good. It's public,
It's
but
in the
you have
paper.
already been informed. Just
No.
because you choose not to
Sorry.
listen to it.
No, I listened to a
So-
little bit of everything.
All right.
But I'm telling you, you know it. You've helped do it. You keep things in the dark.
Okay.
This
That-
board
that is a
should
lie
be
and I am
told about
offended.
this.
All
This
right.
board should be told
Motion for
about it.
I
adjournment.
make a motion, we adjourn.
No, it's
Adjourn.
not done. You want to play hardball?